Have you ever sit with someone and no one talks? And instead of feeling strange, it feels calm. No pressure to speak. No fake laughs. No phone grabbing. Just silence. And somehow, it feels safe. Most people hate that feeling. Silence makes them restless. They feel tense. They feel like something is wrong. But some people are different. They don't fight silence. They don't fear it. And today, I want to talk about why. Because being comfortable with silence is not weakness. It's one of the strongest psychological traits a person can have. Let's break it down. Silence makes most people uncomfortable because it removes distraction. When there is noise, talking, scrolling, music, notifications, your mind stays busy. It does not have to face anything. But silence does something scary. It brings your thoughts to the surface. Your doubts, your regrets, that feeling of being behind, that quiet voice that says you should be doing more. That is why people avoid silence. They overtalk. They over-explain. They keep background noise on all day. They scroll at night, even when they are exhausted. Not because they are weak, because they are avoiding themselves. People who are comfortable with silence have already faced that inner noise. At some point, they stopped running. They sat alone. They felt bored. They felt uncomfortable. They felt anxious. And instead of escaping, they stayed. This is the first psychological shift. Comfort with silence means comfort with your own mind. These people do not need constant stimulation to feel okay. Their sense of identity does not disappear when nothing is happening. That is rare. Think about this. When you are alone with no sound, how fast do you reach for your phone? Be honest. Most people do it automatically. Not because they need information, but because silence creates tension. People who are okay with silence do not panic in those moments. They let the mind wander. They let thoughts pass. They let emotions rise and fall. That builds emotional control. Silence teaches patience. When you do not rush to fill every gap, you learn how to pause before reacting. That is why people who are comfortable with silence often seem calm under pressure. They do not rush their words. They do not overreact. They do not feel the need to prove anything. They listen more than they speak. And listening is power. In conversations, silence makes people reveal themselves. The person who talks the most often feels the most insecure. The person who can stay quiet chooses their words. That is confident. Another reason silence feels comfortable to them is because they do not depend on external validation. They do not need to perform. They do not need attention. They do not need constant reassurance. Their self-worth is internal. That changes everything. If you're always chasing noise, you're usually chasing approval. Likes, messages, reactions. Someone noticing you exist. But when you are okay with silence, you are okay without being seen every second. That is freedom. Now let's talk about productivity and burnout. Silence is where clarity lives. When life gets overwhelming, the mind becomes loud. Too many tasks, too many expectations, too many opinions. People who avoid silence stay confused longer. People who embrace silence slow down. They think, they reflect, they ask better questions. That is why silence helps with procrastination. When you sit quietly, without distractions, you start noticing what actually matters. You realize which tasks are noise and which ones move your life forward. Silence removes fake urgency. It forces honesty. And honesty is uncomfortable before it becomes empowering. Now here is the part most people miss. Being comfortable with silence does not mean being lonely. It means being selective. These people enjoy connection, but they do not depend on it to feel whole. They can sit in a room alone and feel grounded. They can walk without headphones sometimes. They can think without panicking. That is emotional maturity. If you are not comfortable with silence yet, that is okay. This is not a personality trait you were born with. It is a skill you build. Here is how to start. First, create small moments of silence. No music while showering. No phone during short walks. Sit for 5 minutes before bed without scrolling. It will feel strange at first. That is normal. Second, notice what comes up. Bored feelings, uneasy energy, negative thoughts. Do not judge it. Just notice. Silence is not there to punish you. It is showing you what needs attention. Third, do not escape immediately. When the urge to grab your phone hits, pause for 10 seconds. That pause is where growth happens. Over time, your nervous system calms down. Silence stops feeling like a threat and starts feeling like rest. And here is the final shift. People who are comfortable with silence are comfortable with themselves. They are not perfect. They still struggle. But they are not afraid to sit with who they are. That is strength. So tonight, try this. Turn everything off for 5 minutes. Sit quietly. Breathe. No fixing. No judging. Just being. That's where clear thinking begins. That is where confidence grows. And that is where real self-improvement begins. Let's build that together.